Hello, everybody, and welcome to Starting Small Music. I'm Justin McCormick, and you're about to hear a conversation with an artist, musician, and music industry professional on their journey and how they got to where they are today. At Starting Small, we like to take you on a journey uncovering the untold stories of your favorite songs and artists. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Just keep a smile on your face and it'll be okay. Try not to be bitter, you gotta do it either way. Keep a smile on your face and it'll be okay. So when life throws a jab, you gotta duck out of the way.
Now, you grew up in rural Georgia. What was your childhood like growing up down there?
It was pretty chill. We grew up like 30 minutes outside of really any town on like 10 acres. It was woods everywhere. I was always outside on the four-wheeler or whatever, played in the dirt. But I was always around music. My dad is a guitar player, and he was always in bands having practice in the living room, and I'd always be around. I've got pictures of me behind a drum set at 2 and started playing drums at 7 and then guitar at 9. And it kind of took off from there. That's all I did really as a kid, that and video games.
Now, we kind of have a similar start in music. I got my start. My grandpa played steel guitar in a band, and I saw that your grandpa was actually an artist, right?
Yeah. So, dang, man, you did your research.
Oh, of course, man. So what was it like growing up with someone that was in the music business like that?
By the time I was old enough to really understand, I think most of it was kind of done. He had retired from stuff like that. My grandpa did. But there was a couple of times where I was probably 10 or 11, and he wrote a book too. Just I guess kind of about his childhood, kind of fictional, kind of non-fictional, a blend of the two. And he would do like kind of a small little book tour around South Georgia, and I'd go with him and like play guitar for it and stuff every once in a while. It was really fun. But I've got posters and stuff from when he was still doing his thing. And yeah, I mean, it's always been in the family. It's just always been a normal kind of part of life.
For sure. Now, I thought it was really cool because I saw that Brad Paisley's who really got you into guitar, and I've always said that the Time Well Wasted album is what got me into music too. What was it that drew you to Brad?
It was Mud on the Tires, man. I was 10 years old when Mud on the Tires came out, and I guess I was semi-serious about guitar, but track 4 on that record is Little Moments, which is like one of the ballads on the record. And the solo on that just really hit me in a pretty special way. I remember hearing it at 10 years old going, I know what I want to do with the rest of my life. Wow. I want to do that. Yeah.
Now, now that you're in music, have you ever had the opportunity to meet Brad or had any conversations about guitar with him?
Yeah, I used to play with an Eric Paslay, and we did probably 6 months. I think it was the Crushing It tour, like January through probably April or May. I guess it wasn't quite 6 months. But I was geeking out the whole time, man. It was insane.
Have you ever thought about?
You're frozen. Oh, you're frozen.
Am I back now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You got me.
Yeah, you're back now.
All right, cool. And I'll be able to chop it all together, so it'll all be good in the final product. But so have you ever thought about adding like?
Again. Why is this so bad?
Shoot, I don't know. I've never had this before.
Oh, it's definitely on my end. For some reason, the service is really bad here, and the Wi-Fi is not working right.
Oh, I got
we'll go back to. Let's roll with that for a few minutes, see if that works.
Cool.
Sorry about that.
No, you're all good. No worries, man.
Okay, sorry. Where were we?
So have you ever thought about adding like the G bender to your rig, or is that a monster you
Dude,
don't want to try to tackle?
no, that is definitely a monster I would love to try to tackle. If I were to do that kind of bender, it would be the Jimmy Olander double bender.
Hmm.
So like you've got the G here when you pull down, like Brad,
Yeah.
but then there's a hit shot connected to your belt loop, and if you pull out, it'll bend the B.
Oh shoot.
So like all that meat in the middle stuff, you remember all that?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Trio stuff? Yeah, all of that is like he's just making weird movements with his guitar, but it sounds awesome. I actually just bought it's not a bender like that, but it's one that you just kind of like drill into the top of a telly and with the levers. Have you seen those?
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just bought one of those from Sertano Benders, and I'm pretty excited about it. I'm gonna put it on the guitar and learn how to use it.
Well, one of the craziest things I've seen is that I saw Marty Stewart live. He played an acoustic with the G bender on it, and I think he has something on the side too.
Yep, yep, yeah. That thing is pretty insane. I think Lee Bryce's guitar player does that too on an acoustic.
Really?
Or Jared Neiman. It's Jared Neiman. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. It's pretty sick to watch.
So, get into your high school years. You played in a metal band, started touring, and even got a record deal. Take me through that time of your life.
Yeah, it was junior year of high school. I joined as the keyboard player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was too young to tour, so they kicked me out. And then about a year later, I joined again as the guitar player, and it made more sense for me to be able to commit more time to it and stuff.
Sure.
And we toured a bunch in the South. The time that I spent in there, we toured mainly in the Southeast. I never got to experience the really long, like they went to Canada and stuff after I left. And I mean, all of those guys are still brothers. I love those guys so much, but it was a lot of fun because it was a big learning curve for sure. Because I didn't grow up playing metal. I grew up playing Brad Paisley.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the country stuff. So it was interesting trying to learn the tricks and the that style, but it was really fun. It was 2 or 3, maybe 4 years solid. But yeah, I made a lot of friends. The record deal that we got, I'm still a little like, was that real? I don't know if that was just like a guy in his basement or not. We're still a little like cloudy on that part.
I got you.
Nothing ever really came of it other than on our MySpace page we got to put Red Chord Records.
Hey, and you still get to say, "Hey, I got a record deal." Nobody has to
That's
know.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I quit college for that.
Wow.
So that was nice. Yeah.
Was that a conversation with your parents that you had to have, like, or were they
dude. That conversation was, I came home and I was like, hey, I got to talk to y'all about something. I'm not going back to school. And they were like, we told you not to go in the first place.
Oh, wow.
We told you to play music. Yeah. I went basically long enough to get the refunds from the grants and stuff to get a MacBook.
Oh, nice. Now, what was that decision? Was that around the same time you're thinking about moving to Nashville? Was that around 2013-ish?
That was 2010. I graduated high school in 2010 and started my freshman year, and then basically got done with that semester, and then was just doing a lot with my band, and I enjoy school, but I just couldn't put as much time towards it as I wanted to. So,
Gotcha.
Plus, I didn't know what I wanted to go to school for. I know I didn't want to do music in school because I was already doing what I wanted to do, which was tour.
Yeah.
So I just never really made it that far.
So was it wanting to get into country music, just that love of like that Paisley guitar that made you want to make the switch to Nashville?
And that's also an interesting one. As soon as I graduated high school, my dad kept pushing me. You need to move to Nashville. You should try it. You should do it. Like, nah, man. I really love my hardcore band. this is my baby. You know, I've helped build this thing from the ground, and
Yeah.
we're making a record. Now we got a record deal, and like this is my life. You know, I'm gonna ride this thing into the sunset. But I was also playing bar gigs on the side. Well, I guess not even on the side. That's all I was doing for money. I was doing bar gigs with a buddy of mine named Cole Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
And
Big songwriter.
you know, yeah. You know Cole? He's awesome. So yeah, he's from South Georgia, kind of close to where I'm from. So when I graduated high school, I was playing guitar for him. We would do the South Georgia circuit pretty much every weekend, every other weekend. It was a lot. So I was doing the hardcore band, and then I was playing with Cole, and Cole just hits me up out of nowhere and was like, if I move to Nashville, you want to move with me? And every other time it's just kind of been like, I don't want to, Nashville's not on my radar. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I'd never been to Nashville, but this one time he called me and said, hey, I think I'm making the move to Nashville. You want to come with me? And it was like the Lord just changed my mind in an instant. Like God just completely changed my thoughts about it in a nanosecond. I was like, yeah, I'm going. Let's go. I was like, oh, I guess we're moving to Nashville.
Yeah.
So that was probably early. He asked me probably early 2012, and then I kind of buttoned things up with my hardcore band that summer, and then we moved in February of 2013.
Wow. Now, when you first get to town, you do a full year with Jamie Lynn Spears, and then you start playing with Eric Paslay. What was it like? I mean, he just had a few, like right before you joined the band, he's coming off huge success of Friday Night and She Don't Love You. What's it like joining a huge band? I'm sure that was like some of the, like, a big tour for you, like just first hop on.
Yeah, I was scared. I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, I still don't. I have no idea. But the audition process was super. I'm not gonna say easy. It wasn't easy. It was very relaxed. It wasn't let's go to sound check or SIR, rent a room for a day. Everyone's there just staring at you the whole time. They really made it comfortable. We just went to his drummer's house, and he has a studio in the backyard, and set up, play a few songs, get to know each other. And I was the first of 6 players that day. So as soon as I found that out, I was like, oh, they're going to forget about me by 3 p.m. Like, this will be a good experience, but,
Yeah.
it is what. But they called me, and I got the gig, and those guys are just about as close to family as you can ever hope for. Like, those guys were incredible. We were so close. His front house guy, or the front house guy that was with him when I was playing with him, is actually my landlord now. So we're still pretty tight too. So I keep up with him as much as I can. But I should do more. I'm really bad at that.
What was it like playing with Eric? He just seems like such a down to earth guy. And like, were you guys covering some of his big hits as a songwriter in the set too?
Yeah. Well, I think we were doing all of them, all the songs that he wrote. And he was, I mean, dude, he's the nicest dude in Nashville. You cannot find a nicer guy. Just goes out of his way to be nice. It's pretty awesome.
So, and it's about 2016 you stopped playing with him. What's those 2 years like in between that and joining Morgan Wallen's band?
So at the end of 2016, I left Eric to play with one of my best friends, Seth Ennis.
Okay,
and
yeah.
It was always a thing where he's from Valdosta, kind of where I'm from. So he played drums for me when I led worship. I played guitar for him when he led worship, and we had played together for forever. And then he also moved to Nashville and started pursuing the artist career. And I'd always told him, when it makes sense, I'll leave whoever I'm with and play with you, and we'll, take this thing to the top.
Wow.
And so I left Eric at the end of 2016 and played with Seth for about a year. So 2017 was with Seth. And it was awesome. I mean, those guys are brothers too.
Yeah.
That crew was really awesome because all of those dudes are pretty much back home guys,
Mm-hmm.
who are incredible musicians. Like, it was a really fun band. The music was awesome. Uh, that thing was it's an unfortunate, like, radio. If radio is not super nice to you, there can be a lot of things that kind of don't work out. It's unfortunate. I felt really bad. But Seth is still crushing it, and I'm so proud and happy for him.
No doubt.
But because of the way that year worked out, I started kind of looking for what's next, and towards the end of 2017, I just kind of told a couple of friends that I'm interested in the next thing. And New Year's Eve of 2017, I was playing a church conference in Raleigh, and Morgan's manager called me at like 9:00 at night on New Year's Eve of 2017 and offered me the gig.
Now, what's it like joining that band with a lot of those guys playing together since the early 2010s? Like, were they already super tight at that time? And did you feel like an instant chemistry with the boys?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was very, very special. Even a cut above everything I've ever experienced. Like, the amount of family connection in this group, even since the day I came in, was really, it was different. These aren't like the guys that have been with Morgan aren't guys that move to Nashville. Hey, let's get a gig. They find Morgan, and then they're with him. Like, no, they were with him before everything. They were before Nashville. They all moved to town together. So there's a special connection that those guys have.
I bet. Now, take me through like pre and post Dangerous album / COVID. Like, you guys go from playing like the mid-range theaters to selling out arenas. What's that like? I just feel like that has to be such a shock coming out. Like, the whole game changed.
Dude, we're geeking out. We're still like on cloud nine. Like, what's happening? We're just gonna. This whole year is such a year of thankfulness. I think everyone kind of has the same mentality about it.
Mm-hmm.
COVID really showed everyone that this can all go away in an afternoon. So if your identity is not solid in something that matters more than music, then you're gonna be in a dark place. And I think all of us as musicians really experienced how much we had been, even unknowingly, placing our faith in music.
Yeah.
When that's gone, or playing shows more specifically. Music didn't go away, but playing shows.
Right.
For the Nashville machine, that's such an identity killer.
Right.
And now that we're just back to being together, being a family again, doing what we love, like, it's even more special now because we know what could happen.
For sure.
We're stuck in every moment.
One of my favorite things you guys did was to promote the album. You guys did the Dangerous sessions, just in the empty theater acoustic. What's some of your favorite memories from that? Like, just creating that cool broke down sound.
Yeah, that's always been so fun because we get to reimagine the songs and really experience that music, like you said, very intimately. We can look each other in the eyes, and if we really nail something, we're like, really, there's a one-to-one connection happening right there.
Yeah.
And then see it finalized is just like, oh, I remember what I felt in that moment when we were singing this note or like playing that thing. And plus, the theater one was extra special because that was the first thing we did back together after COVID.
Yeah.
So all of us were just like, it's a very holy moment, I think, because we were also still kind of in a little bit of shock from the COVID thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a very sacred a very sacred moment for me personally, because
for sure,
I haven't seen those guys in a hot minute.
Now, talking about the guys, you guys started late 2019. The Mechanics wanted your own project. What's your guys' plans coming for that for the future?
I think we have a release coming up Um, I don't know the date. I just play guitar.
Whenever the label
Uh,
tells you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're we have a few people in line wanting to do or like down to do collaborations,
Hmm.
features and stuff. Um, the thing that comes next is just trying to figure out what songs they want to do, what makes sense, and then coming up with an arrangement. But I mean, we're all in. You know, it's been so fun. It started as uh, a back lounge, like, hey, I brought an eight string just for fun. Let's play around with it. And then Heartless came out of that.
Right.
And then everything shut down with COVID. And we had all these lights and stuff just sitting in the warehouse. And we were like, nah, I'm bored. Let's go make a video. So
Wow.
that happened. Yeah.
So getting away from just playing on the road, you actually do some session work too. You played on Keith Urban's Wild Hearts record, and I'm sure he's one
Yeah.
of your musical heroes as well. What's it like playing guitar on like just a Guitar Genius's record?
Dude, that was so basically the way that came about was I played on a demo that my friend Mitch Firk was producing.
Mhm.
And I think Paslay was singing, and the song was written by him, Jen Wayne, and Brad Tersey.
Oh,
I'm
was
not
it
sure.
was it actually Wild Hearts? Because I know they wrote that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
It was the demo. Yeah, the demo for that song.
Oh, damn, damn.
So yeah, I played on the demo, and then a few weeks later, Mitch texted me and Kip, the drummer who played on it, and he was like, "Hey, so send me your information. These tracks are getting upgraded to a master because Keith kept all the tracks and everything." I was like, "Oh, yeah, no, you can't say that to me. You can't. What are you talking about?" But yeah, sure enough, he like heard the demo and it fit with the heart of the song, which was like these kids, just ragamuffins, whatever,
Yeah,
it's about living your dream. So I think it really pushed the vision of the song forward to have like nobody's like us just play on it, you know.
for sure.
So
Now
it
you
meant a
heard the
lot to
original version of that then, right? Too, because I know that Keith kind of wrote his own verses to that. So you kind of heard Eric's take on Wild Hearts too, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was awesome. I love Eric's voice. Eric's cadence and his singing and his tone, everything is amazing.
Yeah. So kind of fast forwarding to right now too, you guys are out on the Dangerous tour. What's it been like, and what's your favorite song in the set that kind of just hypes you up every night to play?
Ooh, favorite moments. Um, Dang, that's a hard one. Starting the tour at MSG for 2 nights was pretty much a dream come true. To do it once ever is bucket list, but to start the tour with two sold out nights there was pretty pretty special. All of us were kind of beside ourselves, like
Yeah,
what's happening, crazy. My favorite song in the set right now, I think, is "You Proof." It's pretty rowdy.
it's been taken off.
Yeah, it has been taken off. It's crazy. It's the the reaction before this, like when he announces the song. This song is called "You Proof." That the reaction to that, if that's any indicator, I think it's going to be a smash.
Sure. You guys got in about 2 weeks now. You guys got two big shows coming up at Staples Center or Crypto Arena. What's it going to be
It's
like?
Staples Center. Don't you dare call it
It's
crypto.com.
always going to be Staples Center. You're
Yeah,
right.
forever in my
But
heart.
you guys looking forward to that show?
Oh yeah, that's going to be so awesome. Not only because it's uh, another bucket list venue for me, but also because we'll be back inside.
Yeah.
I'm so ready to be back inside. We've been playing outside all summer.
Yeah.
Just sticky from just thinking about it.
So I like to close all my interviews with a piece of advice that you've learned along your journey in music. You've been through so many different phases. What's something you picked up that you would give to a younger musician to try to wanting to be in your spot one day?
Wow. Never think of being worthy of giving advice. Um, Man, for me, making connections it has to be a very organic thing. It has to be real. Um, for me, um, meeting people and becoming friends with people, it always seemed to happen at festivals. um, or on shows, no matter what it was. Just being interested in what someone else does. I think that really goes a long way in making genuine connections with people. You know, people in Nashville can tell if you're just trying to be friends with them to use them to get to the next step.
Yeah.
But being willing to just learn from somebody, that's really important. Always staying teachable. I think that's really big because you can create some really special connections that way.
For sure. And actually, just one more thing too. I know on your page, like I think your bio is like Jesus first. How has your faith helped you along the way, like in your musical journey?
Knowing that God is in control of every tiny detail of my life gives me comfort that nowhere else can give me. You know, I can sleep sound at night knowing that if something didn't go my way, I know it went God's way.
Yeah.
And that means that whatever path or twist and turn happens, that if God is glorified in it, then I am satisfied.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure to subscribe and leave a comment, and check out my music on all streaming platforms at Justin McCormick. See you guys next time.